the Wednesday, March 7th session of the Portland City Council. It is Wednesday here in Portland, Oregon. Carla, please call the roll.
Fritz.
Here.
Fish.
Here.
Saltzman.
Here.
Udaly.
Here.
Wheeler.
Here. Robert.
Welcome to the Portland City Council. The City Council represents all Portlanders and meets to do the city's business. The presiding officer preserves order and decorum during City Council meetings so everyone can feel welcome, comfortable, respected, and safe. To participate in council meetings, you may sign up in advance with the council clerk's office for communications to briefly speak about any subject. You may also sign up for public testimony on resolutions or the first readings of ordinances. Your testimony should address the matter being discussed at the time. When testifying, please state your name for the record. Your address is not necessary. Please disclose if you are a lobbyist. If you are representing an organization, please identify it.
Thanks very much.
The presiding officer determines the length of testimony. Individuals generally have 3 minutes to testify, unless otherwise stated. When you have 30 seconds left, a yellow light goes on. When your time is done, a red light goes on. If you are in the audience and would like to show your support for something that is said, please feel free to do a thumbs up. If you want to express that you do not support something, please feel free to do a thumbs down. Disruptive conduct, such as shouting or interrupting testimony or council deliberations, will not be allowed. If there are disruptions, a warning will be given that further disruption may result in the person being ejected for the remainder of the meeting. After being ejected, a person who fails to leave the meeting is subject to arrest for trespass. Thank you for your help making your fellow Portlanders feel welcome, comfortable, respected, and safe.
Good morning, everybody, and you've now heard the council rules. It is my responsibility as the presiding officer to enforce those rules fairly, and as those of you who are frequent attenders, you know that is exactly what I will do. I also want to make a couple of announcements. Dirk Vanderhart, who is sitting in the back of the room, I want to embarrass him a little bit. I don't have that option very often. It is his last day with the Portland Mercury today. So this is the last time we'll see him here in council chambers. Could we suspend rules for a moment and thank Dirk for his service? Now, he's not disappearing. He is not disappearing. He is moving on to a great opportunity with OPB, and you'll be at the state level, is that correct? That's right. Very good. So congratulations on that opportunity. I think you'll do fantastically well there.
Thank you for your service with the Mercury. It's been really, really good, not fake news.
And I also want to reiterate my thanks to everybody who participated in and helped plan last week's session on the Welcoming Inclusive Sanctuary City Task Force. There was a lot of work that went into that. I've received a lot of good feedback from that since, and I want to thank everybody who was engaged in that process. This is a good time to remind us all that through that process we have further cemented our community standards. We have made an affirmative decision that declaring ourselves a sanctuary city isn't just about the term, it is about action. And so I want to thank my colleagues and I want to thank the members of that task force for putting into concrete terms specific actions that we will take as a city to underscore that we are a welcoming, inclusive sanctuary city. Our community values were made clear. We reject racism. We reject white supremacy. We reject sexism. We reject homophobia. We reject Islamophobia. We reject xenophobia. And we reject all forms of discrimination. And I just think it's great that we have a group of engaged citizens that represent the breadth of our community who are working very hard to ensure that we are successful. After all, we will not be successful as a community unless everybody is successful in this community. So with that, we have communications. First, please read the first communications.
Item 206, request of Mary Helen Kincaid to address council regarding alternative housing for houseless individuals.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mary Ellen Kincaid and Linda Nedekoven have asked.
And Michael Molinaro as well.
And Michael Molinaro. You still need to read them, is that correct, Carla?
Probably should.
Okay, just to be safe.
Okay. 207, request of Linda Nedekoven to address council regarding alternative housing for houseless individuals. And 208, request of Michael Molinaro to address council regarding alternative housing for houseless individuals.
Very good. And so you'll work with them to reschedule.
Yes.
Thank you. Next individual, please.
Item 209, request of Joey Gibson to address council regarding sexual assault in the Portland area.
3 minutes, name for the record. Again, folks, I will enforce the rules. Please do not interrupt testimony.
My name is Joey Gibson. I'm here to talk about, hopefully, I'm not here to yell and scream, make a huge scene. I'm hoping I can reach out to one of you today. I believe that there's an epidemic going on in Portland. It is the capital of human trafficking. There are tons of kids, there are girls and boys that are disappearing from the streets, and they're taking them up and down the I-5 corridor. And I understand that it's not great for you politically to bring light to this problem. It's a problem that you have, and it's being swept under the rug. It is easier to ignore it as a politician, but I do believe that not all politicians are bad. Like, I do believe that some people do this because they want to help their community. They want to help the people. And this is a problem that we have. It is the capital in the United States of America. There are boys and girls being swept away and being sexually assaulted, being sold into slavery. And one of the biggest problems is we have, you guys politically have a connection with Terry Bean, and you need to speak out against that.
Excuse me, there are some interruptions, and I would ask that we not interrupt and we allow everybody to complete in a timely basis their comments.
There are criminals that feel comfortable in Portland, and I don't know why. I've been doing my research. There's a lot of things that go into it, but one of the things is that that people aren't talking about it. They feel comfortable. They feel like they will not be exposed. There are politicians that are not talking about it enough. They aren't building a team. There should be a press conference to talk about it. There should be a team that is put together to take care of the problem. We're talking about innocent boys and innocent girls in Portland disappearing from the streets. And I understand, like, as a politician, it's not good to bring light to that, but I believe that as a leader of the community, it is your job to make sure that the public understands what's going on. And like I said about Terry Bean, as we all know, he's having sex with little boys, and you have to disconnect yourself from him. There are several pictures of Mayor Wheeler with him. Several people have accepted money from him, and there needs to be a public statement to say that the city of Portland stands against pedophilia. They stand against human trafficking and sex slavery. It is a big problem. And people say, you know, people are mad that I'm coming from Washington, I'm coming into Portland, but these are people that are being taken up and down the I-5 corridor. It's a huge problem. And it's in my hope that I can reach through one of you today to get to your heart, to help you understand that this is something that has to be taken care of. And I just hope and I pray that someone can step up. You bring a light to a problem, people will come in with the solution. And it's something that I truly believe. That's all I got to say. Thank you for your time.
Mr. Gibson, you're obviously new to Portland because we actually do have a task force and have been working on this issue since 2008. I agree it's a serious problem. The council dedicates a significant amount of money to it.
It's not working.
Your time has expired. Next person.